right, people, this is Carla of the Learn English by Speaking English show. And today I am here for the people under 20 years old, except for Jamshaid, because I needed someone to come and talk to me as well as talk to the kids. Please don't come if you're older than 20. I'm going to have to kick you out, and it makes me feel bad, but it's the rule of Sundays. In any case, we are sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization creating peace around the world, one conversation at a time. And if you find value to this show, feel free to share it out, because then your family and friends can also join. Monday through Thursday, just as a reminder, anyone can come to the show. Now, I have Jamshaid Raza, who used to be with me on a regular basis, and I'm hoping he'll come tomorrow, but I don't know. He is here to help me out because Pamela could not come today. And we're going to get started. Jamshaid, can you start by introducing yourself, please?
Thank you, Carla, so much. And I am always happy to be in this show. And it is my honor that I am here right now with you. Yes, my name is Jamshaid Raza, and I am a graphic designer and working as an online freelancer. And I have also completed my MSc in mathematics and teaching in school and colleges, like a subject math and physics, and helping people all around the world with my technology skill, teaching them different tech courses like programming, graphic designing, and also web designing, etc. And that is quite my daily procedure that I'm doing every time. And I'm here in this show to help Carla and to also speak with wonderful women, because I always love to get many information from the Carla and all other audience who join this show. And that is quite like creative broadcast, or we can say that, or webinar, that we are getting a lot of information from each other and sharing knowledge with different people all around the world. And that is one of the best part of this show, that I'm here and always enjoy the show.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jamshaid.
You are most welcome.
When you were teaching school, did you teach young kids too, or just?
In school, I did not just started teaching young kids, but in tuition, when I was teaching in tuition, tuition is like part-time. When someone is weak in their education, then they get extra instruction, and the parent requests the teacher that you should teach. Yeah.
Okay, we call that tutoring, not tuition.
Yeah.
Just,
And the word tutorial is also coming from that word. Yeah.
right.
Then in local language we are calling that tuition, right? It is also, I think, it is also in like English as well. And then when some
tuition is the money that you pay to go to like college or to a school. Tutoring is when you are helping a child or helping an adult.
Yeah, Carla. For example, the child is, for example, taking my guidance. It means the child is taking tuition from me, right?
No. The tuition
Okay.
is money you pay to go to school. Tutoring
Oh,
is what you're doing when you're helping a child learn.
hmm. We don't take money then, or we take money.
You can take money. In
Okay, all
fact,
right.
most people do, but you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't call that tuition. You call that.
Okay, then I think we are then making mistake from many years because when I was big, I think 12 or 13 year back, if I call, we are calling that tuition, and if it is tutoring, then all right, I accept because you are the native speaking person, then I accept that one. Okay. When I was just tutoring a young child, the mother requested me to just guide him for better learning and help in study. Then I started to teach only one, one child, and that was quite amazing. That how you are going to just make yourself a child to teach the children, because you have to come down to that level that the children should understand where you are talking or where you are speaking. If I say to the children that, yeah, you have born something like your mother did, your father did something like that, then the children will not understand what do we call it. Yeah.
Whoa, did you say you had born?
No, I said if the if we are going to make the children understand that how he or she born, then how we are going to
Whoa,
explain
whoa, whoa,
we.
whoa. What do you mean by born? Because born is the birth of a child or the birth of something. What do you mean by born?
I mean same thing, Carla.
Explain it to me more.
When someone will come to this world, then it is called born. Like I
Right.
have born my birthday, that is like we are coming
No, I
here.
have given birth. You
Yeah.
born is the person being born.
Yeah.
You didn't say the person born.
Okay, what do we say then?
The person was born, or when someone comes to the planet, you wouldn't use born in the way you just did.
Okay, how I did, I because I did not just got what I said. What I said, Carla.
You tell me what you're saying because I'm complete. You really confused me. So explain to me what you're attempting to say.
Yeah, I mean, Carla, when a child will born, no, was born, right?
Or do you mean when a child is beginning to go to school? When you're born, you're not ready to go to school.
No, no, I'm not talking about that one. I'm saying that if we are going to make the children understand that how he borns,
How he
then
was
what we do?
how he was born.
How was born? Yeah.
Okay. Go
Then how we will explain? If if yeah.
go on. I want to hear what you have to say so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, if we are going to explain the reality, for example, what will happen that your mother just married and after that you will came to this world, the children will not understand because the children has, I think, is not on that stage mentally or physically that he or she will understand. Then we will say that the angels bring you to the home and gave to me that, yeah, you should just take care of that child because it is a gift from the god, and therefore I took you, therefore the mother took you and take care of you. Then we will just say to the children, yeah, that is what happened. When the children will come to the stage when he will understand everything, then he or she will automatically understand what happened and how I born in this world. I mean to say that the level, like if you are going to talk very complex situation to the children, they will not understand. When you are going to make it simple, maybe like fantasy, therefore the cartoons and the fantasy movies are made for the children, and uh, they are just given a chance to explore the world, like what is going on, and understand the fantasy, not the reality, right? Because the children will not understand what is actually in this world, and what he or she will do in the future. And that is, I think, we should go to the level of the that children.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
when I was teaching,
go
yeah,
on.
Carla,
Go
yeah,
on.
when I was teaching that children, which was in class 3, he was not able to read the word, different word. It was also Urdu, and it was also English word. Both English and Urdu, he cannot just read from the book. Then I started to just give a lesson that how to pronounce like a, and whenever like vowel, we said that a, o, u, e, I, the word which comes in any, the letter which comes in any word, it will automatically change its voice. For example, we say that mom, mom or mom. We don't say that mom. Then it is o, but we are pronouncing like ma. Okay, that like if I'm saying, for example, any other word, for example, worth, then it is o. The voice of o is coming like a, worth. Then I was just making that clear for the children that that 5 word which we call it vowel, it will always change its voice, like a, o, u, I, and o. And when the,
Are you
yeah.
pretending this is the kids' show? This is really, even for those who are listening to the show, we're not there yet. We want people
Hmm.
to come and begin speaking. And the first thing that you learn when you're born is you learn to breathe.
Hmm.
And the breath is the most important thing for you in life. It's the thing that connects us all, which is again much above the kids' show.
Hmm.
But when you're teaching, at any time that you're teaching, you teach to the level of the student. There are people who come to this show who have never spoken English. And those people, we start very slowly. Can you say hello? They say hello. And that's the beginning of conversation. But to go into A, E, I, O, and U and reading comes way later. You're on this earth for at least, for most people, at least 5 or 6 years before you talk about reading. And for people learning to speak, except that I hear in Pakistan and in other places. You learn to read and write first before you learn to speak. It makes it, you want to start off slow and you start off speaking. Because when you're in your country and you're learning a second language or you're learning a first language, you start with speech first. But if you can speak, read, and write, you actually can speak. You have something to say. And before I do that, I know someone is asking for the link. The link can be found at GiggleFest University. But you also need to be under 20 years old to come to the show today. This show is geared for the youth. And even if you come and it's just me and Jamshaid, I will not let you in unless you are under 20, or I'll kick you out immediately anyway. But to come to the show, you need to first make sure you have the Zoom link, the Zoom application. It can be used on either your phone, your tablet, or your computer. It can be used on anything. Get it? It's totally free. Go to the Zoom, the GiggleFest University link, which I have already added to the chat. And it's also above the GIF picture of the show. And it'll bring you to a page that'll give you the Zoom link and you come to the show. With that, Jamshaid, do you want to go back to that conversation we were having? Because it's a very important one. And I don't think most
Yeah, Carla.
people quite understand that. And that's why they get scared to speak. And that goes for children too. Okay, go back. I'm sorry.
Uh, uh, no problem, Carla. I'm learning also, because it is one of the best part of that conversation that I should learn, because you are native, and what you are saying, you are more familiar than to the language that you are speaking, right? Then I have to learn, and age-wise, you are also experienced. You have more experience than me. I have to learn whatever you are doing, and that is great. I take it positive always when someone. I also take that positive when some people or some children who just tell me, no, that is wrong, that is right. I just think about the situation that, yeah, if the child is saying that is wrong, maybe I'm wrong. Then I don't say, if the children is wrong or the child is wrong, then I say, okay, if I'm wrong, then what is right? Then the child start to say that, yeah, you are doing the thing which should not be like that. I just think for a moment, could be that child is saying to me the right thing. Then if he uh, told me the right thing, then I say, yes, you are completely right, and I appreciate the uh, the situation which he is just, he made correction on me. That is one of the best part. Okay, coming back to the conversation, Carla, like I was saying, for example, when a child came I was just speaking about the child who was in grade 3, and we called it in third class, or in 3 class. Okay, it means the children is 8-year old.
Okay, go on.
Okay, 8-year old. It means he just passed 3 previous classes. And 3 year he was in school and was learning about mostly English language. Okay, then he was not able to speak or read or write. But the first thing which we want to say to the children, we don't force to the children, yes, you should speak. We just give them give them lesson about the letter. For example, A, B, C, and how the voice of A will come, or how we pronounce the A. For example, whenever A will come, we say ah. For example, a boy, we not say a boy, we say a boy.
Okay,
It means that
go on, and then I'll say.
yeah.
Go.
Mhm. Then I make it clear for the child that whenever you are going to read A, B, C, D, and we are going to distinguish, for example, what is A, what is E, and we also compare A for apple, B for bus. Okay,
Okay,
we won't speak.
can I stop you for a moment?
Yeah.
Because when you are learning to speak, or a
Mm-hmm.
child is learning to speak, knowing the alphabet is really not necessary at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Mm-hmm.
speaking, saying the words. And if they, sometimes it is a baby, sometimes it is an animal. It changes the sound of that particular symbol A is different depending on how it's being used. At this point, let the child or even the adult learn to do it, to speak it as they continue to speak. Those corrections don't need to be made right away. And whether they, knowing the symbols, which is the alphabet, the symbol A, the symbol B, the symbol for the vowels A, E, I, O, U, it changes depending on the word and depending on what you are saying and how you are saying. To say that that symbol A is always A is not correct. To say ah always is not correct. It all, it's really very dependent. One, learning to read is different from learning to speak and recognizing the sound symbol relationship. Okay.
Okay, Carla, then what should we do? First, we start to teach the children like how to speak,
Yeah.
or
First,
how to read.
people learn to speak first.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest that kids watch maybe cartoons or Sesame Street or you know intelligent television.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say watch television that has a lot of um, violence in it. I would tell you to stay away from that.
Yeah.
But it's teaching not only kids but people, older people,
Mm-hmm.
to just speak. The vocabulary is there for most people in in other languages. You have a vocabulary already. What did you learn when you first came to this show? What was what were the first things you began to learn?
Yeah, that was speaking.
Right. And what did you learn about speaking? When you first came, was it easy to come the first time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It was?
it was. I mean, it was not that much easy. was quite comfortable.
Wait, you just said two conflicting things. You
Yeah.
said no, you said yeah, it was easy, but then you said no, it wasn't easy. Can you
I,
explain that to me? It's
yeah, I
okay.
heard
I
that.
believe that.
Hmm.
Come on.
I heard that you are saying it wasn't easy. I just heard like that. When you repeat it, then I said no.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you first came, how did it feel to come the very, you may not remember this, but the very beginning, the very, very first time?
In this show, Carla,
Yeah.
I remember. I completely remember the first time which I came in this show, and I was speaking with what was the name, the lady,
Mara?
Mara.
Okay.
I think Mara. If
Mara.
I'm not, yeah, Mara was also there, and you were also there, and I was speaking. I was little bit confused, and Mara also speak very fast. I was not able to
Right.
just catch every word of Mara because she was speaking very fast. Then I was a
Excuse
little
me.
bit confused about the time.
Syed,
But Mara just
one moment. Syed Tahir, if you are older than 20, and I believe you are, you may not come today. You must be under 20 years old. You can come Monday through Thursday, no problem. But today is for people under 20. I'm so sorry. Okay, go on. Type in your age in the chat, please. Go on.
then Mara encouraged me that you are speaking very well and you are comfortable with your English, and we like the way you are speaking. That I get courage and more confident, and therefore I joined every day your show.
And that's the point of the show, to
Mhm,
give people the courage. You
mhm.
know, I'm not here to speak to people who speak perfect English. If you're speaking perfect English, you're actually losing the value. If anyone thinks they speak perfect English, they're losing what this is about. Um,
Yeah.
what did you learn about conversation and what a conversation is?
Conversation. Maybe there are is I if make it categories, then could be there are two categories in conversation. Like one is a very informative conversation, like we are doing right now, and one is like useless conversation. They're just discuss about the ba-
Go on.
yeah,
That's not
like
what I'm getting to, but go on.
okay, like we are going to speak about the people who we don't like. Just we the main topic of our conversation may be about the people which we don't like. That is useless conversation. Now a useful conversation is more creative and more productive, because we are going to share the knowledge, information, education, and every useful uh, like education or information to one person or to many person, and we get positive response, or maybe there may be a correction between the two same person. Then that is what I believe, that is conversation. Now one is simple conversation. If we are going to meet with our relative, like we just say hello, hi, and we just ask about the situation, about the relative, that what they are doing, what is the, for example, what is the purpose, or what they are doing in daily life. That is simple conversation. One is like that conversation which we are going to educate people and ourselves. And mostly I think 80% conversation is useless. People like to speak about useless thing because they enjoy. And 20%, as I believe, maybe it is wrong. It is completely my belief.
That's
Because
true.
in part, yeah.
Anything we say is the belief of ourselves. But
Mhm.
there's something else about conversation. You're right. There's conversation that is just a chat and you talk about the weather or you talk
Mm.
about um, the news, and sometimes that's very, very negative. But there's
Mm.
also the conversation. There's two parts of a conversation. Do you remember what I've taught you about that?
Mm. Two part of conversation.
There's two
Uh,
things in a conversation. What are they?
I don't get it. Once again, can you repeat, Carla?
There are two parts of a conversation. Do you remember what they are?
Mm. One is to listen and one is to speak.
Right. Why why is listening important?
Yeah, because we are going to get more information which we don't know, or which we maybe don't, maybe we know about that same about the situation, but mostly we don't know about the information which the second person will provide. Therefore we get more and more knowledge about the person or the conversation which he or she is speaking.
We're having a conversation now. What happens to you when you are listening?
I get more information and knowledge, and also vocabulary as well.
What was the last thing you said?
Vocab- Vocabulary.
Right.
Vocabulary.
Vocabulary. What is vocabulary?
Yeah, that is the word which we are going to just speak. Maybe different noun, pronoun, adjective, maybe so many things is coming. Uh, and the difficult word mostly. Well, when Pamela was speaking, maybe today before, he was speaking. Sorry, she was speaking, and I was just typing in Google it. What is the meaning of the word? What is the meaning of that word? I got many vocabulary from that, and one of the word which I just got in. Uh, oh, what was that? Intuition, I think. Intuition. I think that was the word.
Okay, what did you learn about intuition? This is way above
Yeah.
the kids show, but the kids aren't showing, so we can showing up so we can continue the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, when because Pamela was on that conversation, Pamela was speaking about the inner light, and mostly she was speaking with Nazish, and that was for the woman mostly. The Nazish was saying like, whatever I do, my real happiness is for my children, right?
Right.
Then Pamela said that the intuition of the women is like that, they love the children. Matlab, I mean to this say that, and I just Google it, like the ability to understand something, and that is the meaning of
Oh,
intuition.
it's more than just being able to understand something, Jamshaid.
Mm. Mm.
Intuition is, and men have it too, but women are more into intuition.
Yeah.
Intuition. we talk more from the heart, men talk more from the head. But intuition is that feeling inside that
Mm,
this is right
mhm,
or this is happening.
mm,
Sometimes we may have an intuition, you too, that I should be at the show because X, Y, and Z may happen and I can help.
mm,
I needed you today because there's something going on and the kids have not been showing up. And
mhm.
having you here right now makes it easier for me to do the show.
Yeah.
Inside, I had the feeling I don't want to do this alone. Now,
Yeah.
I'm a little confused because I invite a lot of kids every week, and all of a sudden, for the past 3 weeks, they haven't been coming. Do you have any
Mhm.
idea why that may be the case?
About Carla, that children are not coming in the show?
Do you see any of the kids now? It's just you and
No. One reason, Carla, one reason is that we are like moving towards the winter, and examination are coming, and in school, and therefore most of the children are busy with their education or with the study. Therefore, they are not coming in this show. Maybe that could be a reason, because we have only 2 weeks for the last term examination in school. Therefore, maybe the children are busy with their study to completely finish their maybe education, and after that one they have winter vacation, and you will get a lot of children in this show then, because they will be free.
yeah, but they used to come anyway, and they're not coming. And I don't quite understand why this is happening all of a sudden.
Okay.
Every week it's been like this. I don't get it.
Mhm.
But I'm going to be
Maybe.
doing the show for the kids anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is, I think, due to the study. I think due to the school, that they are going to give examination, and after that they will be free. And once they will be free, then they will come to the examination. Because in Pakistan, the parents very strictly just give like. Uh, uh, in that specific time, like the examination is coming, the parent will not let the children to do any other like extracurriculum activities. Okay, they are just making them to study and study and study. Therefore, they are not getting like access to the internet, and they will not coming in this show. Maybe it could be one reason for the children that they are not appearing in this show, uh, though it is a Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday, but I used
Mm.
to have at least one child here, and
Mhm.
no one's here. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
No one can see the child, Carla.
Do you see any children here?
No, we two are here.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what I am saying.
Mm-hmm.
There are no children here. This is
Yeah.
the listen to what I'm saying, Jamshaid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This has been happening the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I said, Carla, maybe due to examination.
But this is not the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It happened last week and the week before.
Because
Exam
examination is near, Carla.
what?
Because examination is near, therefore.
No, Jamshaid. For 2 years now, kids have always been here. Kids
Mhm.
are not here. No kids are here.
Yeah,
Do you understand what I'm saying? This is
yeah, I
unusual.
got it.
There are
Yeah, I got it.
normally kids here.
Hmm.
They are not here. The audience is very small too. Usually we
Hmm.
have more people watching. It's
Hmm.
just you and me. This is not normal. Is there a problem with the internet in Pakistan right now? Or
Yeah, I have a problem also because my internet is not working like it should work. And few weeks before, internet was just collapsed in the under the sea, and it was also mentioned in the news that telecommunication just gave the news that the I think the internet wire is just cut down, and therefore the internet is not working. Maybe that, but no, that is not quite, maybe not a reason, because I'm here. Yesterday or day before yesterday, there was people, and I see that most of my friend in Facebook, they are mostly online. And if it was the case, like internet is not working, could be they may not be online as well, or I was not like be online here.
okay, I'm trying to
Hmm.
figure out what the
Yeah,
problem is. Do you have
yeah.
any insight into it?
Hmm.
Do you understand
I think we should.
insight?
I think the day it was just like the children was not appearing in this show. If we start to uh, if we start to get the data from the previous show, then we may get we may
That's
understand
what
that what is
I'm saying. You are not listening, Jamshaid. That is what I'm saying. This is the third week that there are no kids here.
Hmm.
That is not normal. Do you understand? It didn't matter whether exams were going on or not. There have always been kids.
Mhm.
Do you have any idea why there are no kids today?
No, I don't have idea.
Okay, that's what I was asking you.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
just said
think
it what
it has
to.
anything to do um with the internet. There's something
Mhm.
not going right, and I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. It has
Mhm.
nothing to do with tests because kids would come anyway. There are some kids I could depend on being here, and they are not here.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I scared them away or what, but this is not really normal. And people are sharing it out. I can see that.
Mhm.
So, Jamshay, do you understand what I am saying?
Yeah, Carla, I completely understood that.
Okay. So, you have no idea.
I just put two reason, and that was not the case. Then I think if you are saying, therefore I said that if I or you are going to watch out the 3 weeks before show, maybe 2 or 3 show of the Sunday, we could get idea.
And I just told you what has been happening for 2 or 3 weeks.
No, before 2 or 3 weeks.
There
Before.
were kids here.
Yeah, we should see that what happened on that previous show that they are not coming now.
That's what I'm asking you about. I just told you what has been happening for 3 weeks now.
Hmm. Okay.
And I told
Okay.
you what was happening before those weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It is very unusual. It's not
Mm-hmm.
normal. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying?
Got it, Carla.
Okay. What do you have to say about that?
Hmm. Have no idea to how to explain that.
Okay. That was what I was trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
The show will not go over today unless there are kids, but I will be here for the hour regardless. And I need
Mm-hmm.
someone to talk to because I'm not really good at talking to myself for an hour.
Yeah. No one can, Carla.
Right. And that's why we're here.
Yeah. We because we are supporting each other and we are
Right.
just understanding what is going on. Then the time will pass. Otherwise, only one person can. Maybe difficult. Maybe they can, but it is difficult.
Yeah. And I don't
Mm.
like doing it, but I feel it's important for me to be here for the hour,
Mm-hmm.
regardless.
Yeah.
It just needs to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, you have been talking about kids when they're born. Are you expecting a child?
Who?
You. Who
No, I
else
was.
am I talking to?
Yeah, I was just talking about the child that I was teaching, and therefore maybe the conversation, the word I was using that was not correct, and you told me no, that is the
No,
correct word you should use.
that's not what I just asked you.
Yeah.
Is your wife expecting a
Mhm.
child?
Not now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have any kids yet, do you?
No.
Do you want to have
My brother have two, and my sister have three children, and I'm no. I have no children right now.
How many kids are in your family, Jamshaid?
Family, like if we talk like my brother, sister, or all of my family.
Your whole, how many, do you have any other sisters and brothers?
No, we have like our aunt, our uncle, and these are also included in our family.
Okay.
Therefore, I'm saying that if you are saying like all of these, then there are numerous children in our family. If you are speaking about like my sister and brother, there are I think three and two, five.
How old are the kids in your, how
Okay,
old are
the
your nephews?
12, 12, 10, 9, 8, and 5. Two is 5.
Okay. Why didn't you bring your nephew and nieces to the show?
Okay, my nieces are far away and they don't get access to the internet, and they don't have like they are not allowed to to come into the Facebook and use all such stuff. And my nephew are like I'm using the word right.
Huh?
And they are not very comfortable to speak English. Even they cannot even know what is English. Then they cannot come to the show. One or two times I told them to come, but they are very shy, very shy to come on the screen or on the camera and to speak.
Do you speak to them in English at all?
Um, no.
Well, do you want them to learn to speak English?
Yeah, we want, but they are mostly in their own study circle. Like they are going to school and coming back to the school and reading whatsoever they have been taught to school. They are just reading, like they are cramming, Carla. Honestly, I am speaking. They are cramming. Like they don't know what they are speaking. Like they can say that my name is Jamshaid. They can speak. They can speak. Yeah, we live in Pakistan. They don't know that what they are speaking. They even don't understand the single word that what they are. Once they were like they were I think they were speaking or reading one paragraph. I said, what you are reading or speaking? Said, I don't know. I said, then how you can memorize that? uh, and he said that I just read or speak the same sentence 20 times, then it is now in my mind. I can just say that, yeah, it is the word which I have to speak. And therefore they are only cramming. They are not like you said, Carla, that we should speak first to the children to learn any language, right? We are
Right.
not doing like these things.
So,
We are giving them a book, and there a book is written, everything is written. We just say that this is apple, there is mango, this is something like that, and they are just seeing the picture and saying, yeah, that is mango, that is apple. It means they are cramming each and everything.
well, I wouldn't say cramming, but I know what you're talking about.
Mm.
So, why do you not keep, you can speak English. Why don't you speak to them in English every day for a few minutes?
Mm, I tried. Yeah, my nieces, they are also very nice in speaking English. When they will come, they may come next month in December. I will then bring them in this show. They are speaking very nice English, and
Oh,
they
that's
speak
not what I'm asking. Why do you not speak to your nephews in English?
because they are not interested, honestly speaking.
Well, if you don't speak to them in English, they're. I'm sorry, Eliabas, you're too old for this show. I have to remove you. You need to be under. How old are you? Allie, how old are you? Are you older than 20? He's not even responding and he's in a noisy environment. So, did he look younger than 20? No.
No, I think older.
Aliabas, put your age in the chat. I think you're too old for the show today. If you're younger, you can put it. If you're younger, write it in the chat. But back to you.
Mhm.
They're not interested because no one does it with them. If you don't speak to them in English, they'll never learn.
Mhm. Um, One more thing, Carla, I would like to tell you that mostly in our family, the mother and father is more responsible to their children, and therefore they are mostly with them, and they are speaking. If I if maybe on that time which I'm free, they are learning their school subjects. Therefore, we are not getting together. And if we are going to get together, then they are. I tried 3 or 4 times, but I didn't get it success.
Do they live in your house?
Yeah, they are here right now.
Do
We are
they live,
together.
are you living in a joint family with your nephews?
Yeah, Carla.
So when you eat dinner, have you ever thought about speaking to them in English for 5
No.
minutes?
No.
See? When you're playing with them, have you ever thought about speaking to them in English?
If we speak mostly in dinner or in like when we are eating in lunch, in dinner, or in breakfast, we won't speak mostly in on that time. We just eat and that's it.
See, hold on. Ali Abbas, I need to know your age. You need to be under 20 to come to the show today. How old are you? Okay, back to you, Jamshaid.
Mm-hmm.
You
21.
are too old, Ali Abbas. Please come back tomorrow. I brought you in, but I saw you were older than 20. You need to be younger than 20 or 20. I just told him you don't need to type it in again.
Okay.
Okay. But if you don't speak to them in English, or no one speaks to them in English, you are right. They're not going to be interested. Even if it's only 5 minutes a day, you can't, that doesn't work. That works, in fact. That's how kids begin to learn, by speaking to them.
Okay, Carla, I have one question from you then.
Okay.
Do you speak maybe with your children other than English language? Or did you speak?
Well, first of all, I don't have any kids.
Yeah. If
Of course, if
you
I'm speaking to them, I'm going to speak to them in English because it's the only language I am fluent in at this point.
Mhm, mhm.
You know,
Then the language which the mother is fluent or which all our family is fluent, then they are comfortable to speak on that language.
right?
I'm making that clear.
Absolutely.
Yeah, therefore we are not speaking in English.
But if you're saying you want them to speak English,
Mm,
the only way they will begin speaking in English is if you
mhm,
speak to them in English.
mhm.
If you take
Yeah,
the
that is
time
right.
to speak with them.
Mhm. Yeah, I try. I try. That is one
Did
of
you
the
try or
one
did
of the best
you
idea.
do?
I will do.
Yeah, that's all. You can't do it unless
Yeah,
you speak in English.
yeah. I learned from today's show two things. One, when you are going to learn any language, you have to speak. Second,
Right.
when you want someone to learn speak in any language, you should speak at least 5 minutes with that person on the same language. Thank you,
Right.
Carla.
That's how
Yeah.
they learn. They
Mm-hmm.
learn by listening, hearing the language.
Mm.
Another thing is, do you have a television in the house?
Yeah, we have television.
Okay. Maybe watch one
Mm.
English show with them every day
Mm.
so they hear the
They,
language.
yeah, they watch cartoons on English language.
That will help them.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember
Uh,
Rahan telling me that he learned to speak English by watching CNN News, cartoons, movies. Yes, Eliabas, you may come tomorrow. You cannot come today. You are too old for the show. And because people do not hear English spoken, they don't necessarily understand it when it is spoken to them.
mm.
So it's
All
really
right.
important to speak to people in the language you want them to learn. Not all day.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes a day will change that.
Mm-hmm.
The time, Allie, the time never changes. It's always at 9:30 p.m. Pakistan time and 11:30 a.m. New York time. It just changes for me because of the change in time. Okay? You're more than welcome to come tomorrow. Does any of this does it make sense to you, Jamshaid?
Yeah. Yeah, Carla, 100%. And I appreciate that I'm learning from you. And that is one of the great, like, tip or maybe the part of conversation that I'm learning from you. And thank you so much for that great and creative conversation.
What else would you like to know? We have a few minutes left.
Yeah. Uh, okay. Can you tell us, Carla, about the like Western culture? I want to strongly want to know that
Well, what do
how
you know about?
like we when we are going to treat our children or we want to teach them something, we mostly try to it is uh, like a shame to say, but we are doing in Pakistan, like we are beating children to teach them something that you should not do whenever it is wrong. Then what, how about in, like I heard or I listened that in America you cannot even touch your children, that you can just make them understand by the speaking, not by the physical, like physical abuse, if I am not using the wrong word.
You beat children in Pakistan?
Yeah, mostly, but it is reality, but we do it.
Why? What is the purpose of beating a child or beating a
it is
person?
it is a punishment to not do a wrong thing.
Okay. Um, I think it's dependent on the family.
Hmm.
It is, I mean, beating someone and actually hurting someone is definitely a no-no, something you don't do in the
Hmm.
country. And if you really hurt someone, you could be sent to jail and have your children removed from you. If you're giving
Oh.
a child maybe a quick um, like that, what I just did to my hand, that's not a big thing. But to take a belt and beat someone, no.
Mm-hmm.
But many, I'm not going to sound very nice to my country right now. Many children are having children now. And many children are not ready to be parents. So instead of saying, they want their children to love them and they give their children whatever they want, but they don't say no. And it's important for parents to be able to say no to the children.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they're not, they're actually failing. In my mind, my opinion, they are failing their children.
Mm.
Children need to learn that no, you can't do everything. No, there
Mm-hmm.
are limits. And what
Mm-hmm.
are the
Yeah.
limits?
What if, Carla, they don't listen that there are limits? Then what should we do? If we speak and we say to the children that no, you should not do something which is not good, then after that, when the limit cross, then what should we do?
You need to punish them, but you don't need to punish. In my mind,
Yeah.
this is my feeling about it. Hitting a
Mm-hmm.
child is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Not allowing the child to watch TV is okay. Not giving the child money when the child wants money is okay. Not giving a child candy is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting? No. I was never hit I was hit once as a child, and it never happened again.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to be able to say no and do all those things, you need to have your child's respect, and you also need to respect yourself enough to be able to say no.
Yeah.
That's extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Yeah, I think for today that is completely great. That I learned that what should we do with our children, and what we are doing wrong, and what we have to improve. And maybe in another show we will continue about different topic as well, and we will learn something more. Thank you, Carla, for your time
I mean,
and for this amazing show.
that was a really good question. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to be careful in how it's said so
Mm-hmm.
people do not take it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how should we then say that?
It depends. You need to kind of trust yourself and your own intuition.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
with
same word is coming. I will not forget.
that, we are going to end the show now. Jamshaid, don't go anywhere. I want to talk to you for a moment. Thank you, everyone. I can't say everyone we spoke to, but everyone who watched the show today, because quite a few watched. Hopefully tomorrow you'll come. The over 20 crowd will come. I will continue the show regardless. The show is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization creating peace throughout the world with one conversation at a time. And today we literally had only one conversation, which is very unusual for this show. And with that, Jamshaid and I are going to wave goodbye. We will be here tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Pakistan time, 11:30 a.m. New York time. And I look forward to talking to more than one person tomorrow. Jamshaid, let's go out laughing and see everyone tomorrow.